It's been fun to talk to Joe Covington about hollies and Steve George about earth-kind roses. You know what we ought to do? Let's go out to Pam Smith and the Farmers Branch Rose Garden. Let's see how she keeps her roses looking great all spring. Pam?
Good morning. I'd like to welcome you all to the Farmers Branch National Earth-Kind Trial Rose Garden and Display Garden. What we have here is a collection of about 700 roses. The vast majority of these roses in this garden are 4 years old. There are actually roses out here for everybody. So let's talk about the tools of the trade. I would say the most important investment you can make when pruning roses is a good pair of gloves. I prefer these because these protect my whole forearm here. These are also nice because they are machine washable. Inevitably, I start pulling a weed or two and my gloves get quite dirty, so I like the fact that these are machine washable. The other tools would be your pruners, and I'm going to show you two types of pruners here. This one on the left is called an anvil pruner, and this is good for cutting dead plant material, but not for live wood. So what kind do you use? This is called a bypass pruner. Go out and find a pair that fits your hand well. You want it to be comfortable. Go ahead and spend a little extra money. I've had this pair of pruners for over 20 years, and with a little sharpening, it still serves me well. It is worth the investment to have a good tool. But you'll notice it's bypass because it has the scissor action. The blades bypass each other when they're making the cut, and it will give you a good clean cut. Another indispensable tool is a pair of loppers. This will cut a larger branch as well as give you a little bit of reach. Sometimes you want that reach when you're reaching into the middle of that thorny bush, so this is a good pair of loppers. Now this is a pair that you probably wouldn't think would be good for trimming roses, but this pair of hedge trimmers works very well and is the appropriate tool to use on many of your landscape roses and your hedge roses. Now for the big surprise. To get the job done quickly, feel free to go ahead and use a pair of hedge trimmers, either gasoline powered like this one, or you can use your electric. Studies have shown that if I were to go in and take a bush and prune it, that I would get no different results than if I just took my hedge trimmers to it and shaped it off. Don't forget to bring out your powerful hedge trimmers and let them do some of the work for you. Many of you probably have hybrid teas and grandifloras in your garden. They require a little bit of extra work to get the best bloom out of them, so let me show you how I would prune those during the growing season. I want you to imagine this having fully open and the petals have fallen off and you're ready to go in and do what we call deadheading. The rule of thumb on a rose is that you go down and you find the second 5-leaf leaflet and you prune right above that. So you would come in here and you would prune right there above it and remove that, and then it will encourage new growth there. It's really important to cut right above that bud. If I were to cut right here, say, and then I have this much room between the bud and where I made my cut, what you will find is this piece of stem will actually die. So it's taking a longer time for this plant to heal over and protect itself against any disease. So you want to make that cut right above that bud. Here, let me take my gloves off so you can see that a little better, not so much glove. But right above where that leaf comes out. Make it at a slight angle, less than 1/4 of an inch, and then that plant will be able to heal itself very quickly and you minimize your chance of any problems down the road. Again, I thank you for coming out here, and I hope to see you walking in amongst the roses. Take a moment to look. You're going to find they're all well labeled, and I think you'll be able to not only take home some beautiful pictures, but some great information. Have a great day in the garden.
Thank you, Pam Smith. The Farmers Branch Rose Garden is about halfway between Josie Lane and Interstate 35 on Valley View. Go out there, take the family, take the camera, take deep breaths. It's just incredible. Couple of things that you ought to be doing right now. Those pansies are gone by now. You need to replace them with summertime color. Talk to an independent retail garden center about the best plants that can stand up to the heat. Be sure you do that. It's also a time for planting perennials. Nurseries have great supplies. Also a time for planting trees and shrubs and new turf grass as well. Fertilize everything you have. Be sure to check in at the website of Dig In Dallas Fort Worth. We give you a calendar there every week. Beekeeping with Andrea will be right after these messages. Chef Chris with a delectable quiche. Stay tuned.